check it out. Yo, tension.
Hey, what's up guys? This is the Real Triad. How you guys doing? I'm doing great. I hope everyone else is doing fantastic. For my gun review today, I have the MSMc, which is unlocked at level 28. It does damages between 18 to 40, being that it has the highest damage of all submachine guns, but it does balance itself out, having that low RPM of 720 RPMs. So it's actually a very well balanced weapon. But there has been a nerf that they recently, oh not recently now, but with the same thing as the PDW57, that it increased its recoil. But like I said before, for the PD57, that the RPMs are low and has high damage rates. So I mean, they kind of balance each other out. But people don't like overpowered weapons, so they're gonna make guns worse and horrible to use. So it had a nerf, so it does have a bit harder recoil, but still very manageable compared to PDW. Magazine size 30 rounds is actually average size, I guess. It's not big, not small, but I feel like it does burn through your bullets pretty quick. So let's get into the attachments. The first one, reflex sight, or the red dot sight. I think the irons are really clear, extremely clean. I don't really recommend a red dot sight, but if you do need one, please do use it. But do I recommend it? No. Laser sight. Okay, so as most of the machine guns I've said before, really put on the laser sight. But after the patch, I think this gun doesn't do well with the laser sight, being that once you put the laser sight on and you decide to hit fire with it, the laser sight actually bounces up and down a lot, and it makes it kind of difficult to use. It does help it, decrease its hip fire spread, but honestly, I don't feel like it actually helps you anymore, being that the laser sight just jumps up and down all crazy. So I do not recommend laser sight. Suppressor. I've said it before, you do gain a stealth bonus, but you do lose damage throughout range and a shorter range. So it's all about the personal opinion, but I definitely do recommend this, being that this gun's damage is actually higher than most submachine guns. So putting it on would basically drop you to the same damage rate and probably range as the other submachine guns, especially that this gun actually is kind of a long range submachine gun. So you're definitely competing well with the suppressor compared to other submachine guns with the suppressor. So I do recommend it. I love the suppressor for this gun. But in the end, it's all about personal opinion. Fast mag. Okay, so I do recommend fast mag for this gun because I feel like I do run out of the bullets fast. Like, the magazine just clears out really fast, even though the magazine size isn't too small but isn't large. But for some reason, it just I guess it's just because of its high damage, you tend to not reload because you drop people so quickly. You do drop people with 3 to 4 bullets, but it's just at good range you drop them in 3, so it's actually pretty nice. It's really, really nice. What's next? EO Tech sight. I don't recommend this sight, and I really don't recommend the sight in general for this gun, especially the EO Tech sight or the holographic sight, because it does obscure your view, and the irons are clean on this gun, so you don't really need it. Foregrip. Okay, so pre-patch I wouldn't recommend it, but after patch I really do recommend foregrip. A lot of people say foregrip don't make a difference, but for me I feel like the recoil is a little more controllable as you pull down. You don't have to pull down as hard, so I do recommend foregrip. Quick draw handle. As most submachine guns, you should fire from the hip and not aiming down sights, because you do run and gun, but this is a long range submachine gun, so it's all about personal opinion. You do play at range, like I said, so scoping in is necessary, but as a submachine gun, you still really don't need to scope in. You do more of that run and gun, hip fire kind of deal, so I don't recommend quick draw handle. FMJ. Okay, so FMJ, I honestly don't recommend it for any submachine gun, including this one, even though the damages are high, because you don't really expect to get a kill through shooting through a wall. So I don't recommend it for this gun. Long barrel. Being that this gun is more of a long range submachine gun, adding long barrel will definitely increase its range by a lot more. But do I recommend it? Well, if you like the suppressor, then you can't use long barrel, and vice versa. So all about personal opinion, but I don't recommend it. Target finder. If you do have trouble with accuracy, then I do recommend target finder of all attachments, because it really does help you with accuracy compared to red dots and EO Tech sight or the millimeter scanner. So yeah, but in the end, personal opinion, but I do recommend it if you do need help with accuracy. Extended clips. Okay, so I said before, magazine size is 30 with the side of 90 rounds, so just 3 clips on the side, which is really small. But with extended mags, you get 40 rounds and you jump up to 120 on the side. So I do recommend extended clips, but you do sacrifice that slow reloading afterwards. So you win one, you lose one. I do recommend extended clip, but I do recommend fast mag better, you know, more rather than the extended clips. Select fire. I've never used select fire, but I don't like 3 burst rounds. This gun's recoil, like I said, is really manageable, and its fire rate is really good, so you don't need to turn this gun to a 3 burst round. So select fire, I do not recommend. Rapid fire. Okay, so it jumps this gun's RPM from 720 RPM to 900 RPM, but you do reduce its range by 75%. So do I recommend it? In close quarter matches like hijacked, yes. But overall, this gun, I don't recommend it because after that nerf, the recoil is extremely high. So you don't want to make the recoil a little more harder to control. So I do not recommend rapid fire. And lastly, the MMS, the millimeter scanner. You don't need this sight necessarily because you don't shoot through walls to get a kill. But I do recommend that if you do need a sight and you do like this sight, you know, you go ahead and use it. Personal opinion. But I really don't recommend it because you're not going to use it to its full advantage compared to the target finder. So that's the MSMc. A few things I want to say is that I really do like this gun, pre-patch and after patch. It still plays really well. The recoil is really manageable. You don't really need anything that like, oh my god, you know. I mean, the foregrip, like I said, makes it. If you put that on and a suppressor, you got a great gun. You can put suppressor and fast mags, a great gun. You know, I really love the suppressor, so I'll always have a suppressor. And this gun will it just plays really well, really smooth. The recoil, like I said, really controllable, just fires straight up. The PDW, I think it just moves too much. But one thing I don't like anymore about this gun is that you can't use a laser sight anymore. It's just, like I said, that bounce just feels weird because a lot of times laser sights, you want it to help you, you know, when you're kind of running and gunning and firing from the hip, but having that laser sight bounce all crazy, I mean, at a certain range, probably like a close / medium range, the recoil on the laser sight bounce so much that, you know, the laser sight actually hits from the foot bouncing to the head and vice versa, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I don't recommend it. But that's the MSMc. The video's ending right here. I do recommend this gun. This is my second favorite gun in the game from all submachine guns and probably guns in general. So I hope you guys liked this video. Please drop a like if you guys did enjoy, and see you guys next time. Peace.
It wasn't pretty, but you got it done. Good job.